time again for Retro Reel.
I just can't wait for the big feast tomorrow. All those bright, shining faces coming here. And just to think some of them may not have ever been thanked properly. There'll be roast beef and ham and turkey and chicken. And all thanks to you, Shifty.
Who's coming to our house tomorrow? I thought we was having a quiet evening for a change. Just me, you, and your mama. Wait, did I say quiet?
Don't pretend you don't know what she's talking about, Shifty. 50 teachers from the nearby schools are all coming over here tomorrow for a thank you feast.
I thought we usually just got them a card and a smelly candle. What does this have to do with me?
Because when I said I wanted to do something for them, you said you would take care of it. You promised to get all the food, like a food angel. You didn't forget, did you?
Me? Never.
Let me make sure I got this right, Shifty. You're supposed to bring food for the feast,
Correct, Bingo.
but you don't have any food.
Correct, Bingo.
Because you forgot, because you're not used to being grateful, because you usually only think about yourself.
Correct. I mean, let's just go get the food, Bingo.
Look at all that food.
It says free, too. This is gonna work out like a slip and slide on an eel farm.
That don't make no sense, Shifty.
Hello, my dear customers. Hello.
Listen, Bub, we're here to pick up some of your free food. I got a big party going on tonight, and I don't have any grub.
Absolutely. But you have to buy a freezer to get the free food.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. This party is supposed to be a big thank you feast for all the teachers in town. To say thank you. See, it's in the paper, but unfortunately, we don't have any food.
I see your predicament. I guess I could donate a freezer full of food. It's always good to be grateful, even.
We'll take it. Here's an invitation to the feast.
An invitation, you say? Well, I will accept, even. I'll wear my jacket and bow tie and show some gratitude.
You don't have to get dressed up there, Bub. Come on, Bingo. We gotta get going or Fifi will know I forgot. I mean, we'll be wondering where I am. Can't this truck go any faster, Bingo?
If I was driving any faster, Shifty, we'd be going into the future.
Well, my future looks pretty bad if we don't get this food there in time.
I thought he forgot.
Me too.
I like going down the stairs better than going up, Shifty.
This is the last bunch, Bingo.
I wonder where they got all this free food.
I don't want to know.
I'm about to pass out, Shifty.
As promised, Fifi, food for the feast.
Thanks, Shifty.
Thank you too, Bingo.
Oh, I'm good, Miss Wanda. Oh, I gotta go.
Settle down now, settle down. I have a few words I would like to pontificate upon you. Over the last 24 hours, I've learned that you really need to get in the habit of being grateful. So, I would like to say thank you to my beautiful wife and her mother, who prepared all the delicious sustenance in front of you. Also, I'd like to say thank you to Mr. Curly down at the food store and Bingo for helping provide and procure the food they prepared. I have enjoyed this so much, I would like for them to do those things again for you next week. So, I'm formally and officially inviting you for another feast next weekend. That is all.
For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly fellow. Which nobody.
Hi everybody! I have to say, I've really been enjoying this change in weather. It really puts a smile on my face. But then again, so does this banana. Now, I'm a simple woman and I enjoy simple things in life, and there's just something about a piece of fruit with googly eyes on it. Oh yeah. It makes me giggle every time. We've got lots of these. Actually, just look. This is hilarious. Every single one of these guys is going to help me tell the Bible story today. And I'm not sure that Jesus ever really used fruit with googly eyes to tell a story, but he was a storyteller. He did love to tell stories, and he used everyday objects around him to help people understand something important about God. One time, Jesus was talking with his closest friends, the disciples. He told them a story about the kingdom of heaven and what it's like. The kingdom of heaven, it can be a little tough for us to understand, but basically, it's what things are like in heaven where God reigns as the king. Jesus told this story to help us understand what it's like. Jesus started out the story like this. In fact, let's open up to Matthew 20, verse 1 and read it together. The kingdom of heaven is like a man who owned land. He went out early in the morning to hire workers for his vineyard. Early in the morning meant when the sun came up, probably around 6 or 6:30 in the morning. Let me introduce you to some of my friends. Aren't they cute? I love them. Here we go.
Say, you men look like you could use a job of working in a man's fields. Y'all want a job for the day? Absolutely, my colleagues and I would be pleased to work for you. Yeah, totally, sure. We think it'd be gnarly to work for you today, bro. I'll work as long as I get paid. Well, that's just fine as a frog hair split 4 ways. Y'all are hired. They shook hands. The man agreed to give them a usual day's pay for the work that they did that day in the vineyard.
After a few hours, at about 9 o'clock in the morning, the owner went out again. And this time, he went to the market and found even more men standing around doing nothing. Let's meet Mr. Kiwi and Mr. Pear.
I say, you gentlemen, you look like you could use a job of working in a man's fields. Y'all want a job for the day? G'day, mate. I reckon I'd be chuffed to work for a man like yourself. What do you say, mate? Yo, I ain't got nothing to do today except pump it up and run laps. I gotta work on my six-pack. Whoa, mate, I didn't expect that voice to come out of ya. I thought that you would be a sweeter. Sweeter? Huh? Sweeter? You want a piece of me? Now, hold up, partners. Take that gumption and grit and get on out to my fields. I'll pay you what's right and fair.
So, the 9 o'clock workers decided to head on out to the fields and join the others. There was still more work to be done in the fields, and the owner did not think he had enough workers yet. So he went out at noon and he found some more workers.
I say, you look like you guys could use a job of working in a man's fields, and I'll pay you for the day.
Well, we do declare we would love to work in your fields.
Well, hot diggity dog, y'all go on and join the other fellers.
The owner did the same thing again at 3 p.m. He found even more workers to come into the fields.
I say, you look like
You want to blow my cover? I'm in disguise.
Oh, sorry about that, my friend. I was just wondering if you would want to
You want to keep it down there, Mr. Green Giant?
There are ears. I say, there are ears everywhere.
You see what I mean? I gotta find a hideout. Do you have any jobs that would hide me in plain sight? Maybe around another bunch of fruitsies?
I think I got just the right spot for you. Head on down there with the other fellas and I'll even pay you what's fair.
So now, let's just recap. The owner hired workers first thing in the morning, at 9 a.m., at noon, and at 3 p.m., and he still didn't think he had enough. So at 5 p.m., he went out to see if there was anybody else.
I say, you look like you could use a job working in a man's fields for the day.
Oh, yes, please. We've been standing here all day and no one's hired us. Please. Give us something to do.
Why, you'll get them workers kicked into high gear for sure. Head on out to the fields, you young whippersnappers.
Those workers were just a wee bit excited. At the end of the day, the owner decided to pay everyone who worked for him. He started with the workers that he hired last, the ones who would come at 5 p.m.
Here you go, a full day's pay.
Woohoo! Then the next ones, who had started at 3 p.m. It's this guy.
Here you go, a full day's pay. Thanks for the tip, Greenie. See yous in the funny papes.
Then he paid the workers who started at noon. Here they come. Strawberries.
Well, we do declare, Mr. Watermelon, we worked longer than those other fruits, so we should get paid more. Here you go, a full day's pay.
The owner paid them exactly the same as the 3 p.m. and the 5 p.m. workers. The noon workers were not very happy because they had worked a lot longer.
Well, I never, in all my years.
They weren't happy. Then the owner paid the workers who had started way back in the morning.
By my calculations, we should get exactly 625 times as much as the workers who came at 5 p.m. This should be a great payday. Here you go, a full day's pay.
Whoa. Yep, that's right. The owner paid everyone exactly the same, a day's pay, no more and no less. And the workers were not happy about it.
Whoa, dude, those other people, they only worked for like an hour or something. Yeah, what gives? I've been sweating in the hot sun all day in this field of yours.
But the only answer the owner gave was,
my friends, calm your pits down a hot second. I am being fair to y'all. I did say that I would pay you a fair day's wage. Now take your money and go.
So the fruit grumbled and they went on their way. And frankly, they didn't understand. The owner, he had promised everyone a day's pay, and that's exactly what he gave them. He had a right to do it that way. After all, it was his money, right? Jesus' story made it pretty clear. God gives freely to everyone. He gives what he wants to whom he wants. Instead of worrying about what someone else got, why don't you just adjust your attitude? Be thankful for what you got instead. I know it's tough when things happen that don't seem fair, but instead of being jealous or complaining, we can choose to be thankful instead. I'll say today's bottom line as gently as possible. Are you ready? Adjust your attitude. You can find a way to be grateful in any situation. It's hard sometimes, but it's still a choice. You can choose how you're going to react. You can choose what your attitude will be. You can make the wise choice and decide to be thankful for what you have instead of trying to make sure that no one else gets more than you. It can help you adjust your attitude. When you think about what God gave us, all of us, when He sent Jesus, Jesus died for everyone so that we could have a relationship with God and be forgiven. We didn't deserve a gift like that. No one did. But God gave it anyway. He showed love to all of us. Our memory verse is Psalm 136:1. It's a great reminder of how much God loves us. Do you guys know it yet? Let's say it together. Give thanks to the Lord because He is good. His faithful love continues forever. You can dive into this lesson about the kingdom of God more by doing your God time cards this week. And And if you're watching at home today, you can download those right off of our website. This week, you can remember to make an attitude adjustment. It'll change your mood, it'll change your situation, it'll change your life.